In 1987, Steve Cook, a radio DJ in Michigan, and his producer began working on a song about a local legend in the area and sightings of this mythical creature. Originally meant as an April Fool's joke, the first few days, listeners didn't provide much feedback on the song. However, that would soon change. Listeners began calling in and asking about it, and soon the song exploded in popularity. Perhaps even more shocking, the significant number of listeners would call in and tell their story about the beast. The song, titled "The Legend," is said to have attracted at least 100 credible reports of this beastly legend, a creature known as the Michigan Dogman. The Michigan Dogman is described as a bipedal half-man, half-wolf-like creature that roams the northwestern area of lower Michigan. Said to stand 7 feet tall with blue eyes and a lean, muscular torso. Many witnesses have reported hearing a terrifying howl that sounds like a human screaming. The creature has been seen for over 100 years at least, and sightings have continued to the modern day. It's said that the creature appears every 7 years. In this episode, we will highlight just several of the sightings of this cryptid. It's important to note, though, there have been a significant number more, and many of them in modern times. That said, the first sighting we will explore is one of the more well-known sightings that occurred in 1938. In the summer of 1938, on the Muskegon River, near the town of Paris, 17-year-old Robert Fortney was fishing when then he would have a terrifying experience that would change his life forever. As he was fishing, Fortney spotted a pack of wild dogs that were getting ready to attack. Fortney was prepared though, having brought his rifle. To stop getting attacked, he fired a warning shot into the air, and at that time, all the dogs fled except one. 10 feet away, a black, fur-covered dog stared angrily at Fortney with its piercing blue eyes. Fortney fired another shot into the air, and this time, the creature stood up on 2 legs, staring at Fortney. It was around 6 feet tall. It then ran off into the brush on 2 legs. Another well-documented popular Dogman sighting occurred in 1961. This one was told from a father to his son, who warned him about going out after dark. In 1961, a security guard from Big Rapids, Michigan, was about to begin his work shift at a manufacturing plant located near a thick marsh. The man's home was located directly across from the factory, and around 3 a.m., he sat down on his porch to have a cup of coffee. As he was sipping his coffee, the man spotted something move near the gate. The man went in his house and got his gun, and as he came out, he was shocked to see a strange wolf-like creature standing there staring at him. It was too tall to be a man, being around 7 feet. The man said it would alternate between going on 2 legs and getting down on all 4. Rather than shooting at the beast, the confused, scared man, who was an avid photographer, decided to grab his Kodak Signet 35mm camera to snap a photograph. He snapped a photograph of the creature, and it appears to be the outline of what could be a tall, wolf-like creature. However, being late at night, the picture lacks detail and clarity, making many question it. Still, it should be said, since this was shot with celluloid film, the photograph should be considered authentic, as celluloid film is extremely hard to manipulate. While this incident didn't provide the smoking gun evidence many had hoped for, it did add more support for proponents who believe this creature is real and not a myth. A more modern sighting happened in 2004. In 2004, Katie Zahn and 2 friends would allege to witness several dogmen. The 3 were in a nature preserve in Rock County, Wisconsin. They heard some strange noises in the woods, branches snapping, and decided to investigate. As they were walking toward a creek, they spotted 3 dogmen drinking from it. Zahn and her friends immediately sprinted away and headed directly for their car, then speeding away. Zahn would later state the creatures behaved like humans, but definitely were not human. Many find this story to be an extremely credible dogman encounter. This is because Katie Zahn took a polygraph of the incident and passed. However, it should be stated, no physical evidence exists from this incident, like photos or videos or footprint cast. Also, polygraph tests are not 100% reliable. It could also be the case Zahn and her friends mistook another wild animal for the dogman, and Zahn really believed she saw it, but she actually saw a large wolf or a bear. Another modern sighting occurred in 2022 from a trucker going through Michigan. It's truly an unbelievable tale that has been covered by various news outlets and other YouTube channels. Barger, an Army veteran, was driving through northern Michigan in June. Barger says before entering the deep part of the forest, he had an air leak and decided to stop before going even further. After fixing the air leak, Barger got a bad feeling and got back in his truck and started driving away. However, something was following him. As Barger looked in his right side rearview mirror, he saw something dark. As he looked more closely, he saw a wolf-like, muscular creature running alongside his truck. He was driving uphill at this time and going around 20 miles per hour. Barger alleges the creature was around 10 feet tall, as it was able to look in his cabin, which was 9 feet off the ground. Barger states the creature was aggressively trying to attack him. Terrified, Barger pulled out his gun and shot the creature, and it stopped chasing him. Barger says he drove up the road and turned around to inspect for the body, but when he went back, the creature had disappeared into the woods. Barger's story is truly unique and one of the more unbelievable dogman stories that have surfaced in recent years. Despite criticism, Barger is adamant this event occurred and stressed just how frightening the Michigan Dogman is. Barger says he had never heard of the Michigan Dogman before this incident. While the majority of incidents have occurred in Michigan, it's important to point out that in nearby Wisconsin, a legend exists that's extremely similar to the Michigan Dogman. This creature has become to be known as the Beast of Bray Road, and its description is remarkably similar to the Michigan Dogman. In the 1990s, Linda Godfrey, a reporter, was assigned the task of researching this legend for her newspaper. Initially skeptical, Godfrey would interview and find many witnesses were convinced they had seen the creature. Godfrey would write a book named The Beast of Bray Road, and hence coined the term for this popular cryptid. In 2005, the story was turned into a horror movie. This creature and the Michigan Dogman are often thought to be the same creature by some. The first sighting of the Dogman occurred in 1887 in Wexford, Michigan. 2 men, both working as lumberjacks, spotted a hideous creature that appeared as half man, half wolf. With so many sightings over the last 130 years, there are various theories as to what the Michigan Dogman is. The first theory is that the Dogman is some sort of new wolf species, one that evolved to be able to stand on its hind legs. This theory raises the question as to why it would need to, but perhaps it was for survival and needed to be able to fight off other large predators. Others believe that the sightings of the Dogman were simply mistaken sightings of a large wolf, perhaps the Yukon wolf or something similar. However, it should be said that the Yukon wolf is not native to the area. Others believe the Dogman could be a living dire wolf. Dire wolves were massive wolves that are said to have gone extinct millions of years ago. Perhaps some of them survived. Other theories suggest that the Dogman is something completely different altogether. Perhaps an alien, or maybe something from another dimension. There's been countless theories put out regarding the Dogman. However, there doesn't appear to be a dominant one right now. Perhaps with all the sightings that continue, we will discover some evidence that will allow us to determine what this creature is.